Excellent build quality and great sound with just the right amount of volume are the hallmarks of Borla's S-Type exhaust, and this dual rear exit system for the 2019 to 2023 Ranger gives you all that, and it caps it off with a cool look. This system is going to appeal to you if you want your truck to make some more noise, but you aren't willing to sacrifice your eardrums or give an inch on quality. On our loudest meter, this one's going to get a pretty solid 3 out of 5. But if you're looking for outright volume, this probably isn't your system. However, this is still going to provide you with that fun, aggressive sound, but it won't be as obtrusive as some other systems, which makes it a great choice for a daily driver or to give a little spice to that company hauler. Borla offers different exhaust systems that vary in the type and volume of sound, and what we have here today is the middle child, the S-Type. Now, as you heard from the clips at the start of the video, this one sounds pretty good without it being too obnoxious. It gives the little 2.3 EcoBoost a deeper, smoother tone than you might otherwise expect, and it really makes me think of old Ford Focus World Rally cars. You get a little bit of that race car sound, but it's not going to get people shaking their fists at you as you drive by. Inside the cab, you'll get some additional volume as well, but much like on the outside, it's not going to be too bad. Definitely noticeable, but it doesn't produce so much volume that you can't hold a conversation or listen to music comfortably. And your passengers likely won't complain too much either. This one really strikes a good balance that will allow you to enjoy your new exhaust without feeling overwhelmed by it. And that's because Borla takes great care to make sure their exhausts have zero drone at any speed, in any gear, or at any RPM. And that is accomplished with their unique polyphonic harmonizing technology. So this is essentially the same type of science that goes into tuning wind instruments or pipe organs. What they do is they utilize different lengths of pipe, they drill holes in it and do different types of perforations and configurations to control different frequencies, which then eliminates obtrusive or dissonant sounds and gets rid of drone. In this system, they're inside of the muffler here. So that means you're not going to get that annoying droning noise when you're cruising along like you might with a less expensive or less well-made system, but it doesn't come at the expense of the volume that you want or the actual sound quality. And in my eyes, that's the most important part, because it again allows you to enjoy your exhaust without being overwhelmed by it. Finishing the whole thing off in this system are these big 4-inch black chrome tips. Now these are going to exit in the stock location just behind the passenger side rear wheel. The tips tuck up a bit closer to the body of the truck and they follow that line of the quarter panel too, so they don't hang down as much as your stock exhaust. And I think it really works well with that upswept line, and it's a nice visual update for the keen-eyed enthusiast. And as you can probably see, it does feature twin pipes coming out of the muffler. So it's not a true dual exhaust all the way back, but from the muffler back to the tips, you are getting dual pipes. So that is again going to help with that sound quality, and it also helps this flow a little bit better than stock too, and Borla also does a really good job of that. So you may get some more power and more response, and while we're not dyno testing this, well, you can expect it to improve the driving experience even just a little bit, probably because you're going to be going around and putting your foot in it all the time so that you can hear it. As far as construction goes, again, this is a really high quality system as we've come to expect from Borla. They make all of their exhausts out of T304 stainless steel, so you're going to get excellent corrosion and rust resistance here. As you can see, it's just a nice looking exhaust. You get 2 3/4 inch piping going into the muffler with 2 1/4 inch tubing all the way back to the tips. Everything is mandrel bent too, so there's no wrinkles or creases in the metal. And again, that's going to mean everything can flow nice and smoothly through, which allows your engine to breathe better than it would with the stock system. And of course, you've got these big 4-inch black chrome tips to finish the whole thing off. These are also made from T304 stainless. They just have that black chrome coating over top, and they're actually welded on too, so no need to mess with getting them aligned properly. You can just bolt this right into place, but more on that in a second. As with any Borla or other exhaust system of this type of quality, this one does not come cheap. It's going to run you about $1,100, and that does put it toward the upper end of the category, but it's not quite the top of the range. That means this is a premium product, and thus it's going to command a premium price. You're getting a high quality system with solid construction and really good features, plus excellent build quality. And you get what you pay for in most cases, especially when it comes to exhaust, so it's worth spending a bit more on something like this if you've got the room in your budget. When it comes to installation, we're going to give this a 2 out of 3 on our difficulty meter, and this is a job that you can accomplish at home. Budget about 2 hours to get everything wrapped up. It actually only comes in these 2 pieces right here, so it's going to make the job pretty simple, and everything is just going to bolt up using your stock exhaust hanger locations, so you don't need to modify anything on the truck. Not much more I can say about it, so with that, let's head on out to the shop and we'll walk you through the install process step by step.
For this install, you need a 3/8 impact and ratchet, a 15 and 13 millimeter socket, exhaust hanger tool, and mallet. All right, today we're going to put an exhaust on our Ranger. But first, we're going to watch a quick video on how to install a stock system. Then we'll come back here to install the new one.
So the first thing we're going to do is unbolt the hanger that's right above our tailpipe. It's one 13 millimeter bolt. I'm going to use a 13 millimeter swivel socket just to give myself a little bit more access. Now, we don't really have a good angle to see this bolt up here, but it's just right above this hanger. So take that 13 millimeter swivel socket and remove that bolt. Next, we're going to come to right in front of our muffler and disconnect this clamp. It's got a 15 millimeter nut on there. So I've got a 15 millimeter socket on my ratchet to loosen that up. So now we've just got these 2 rubber isolators left holding in our exhaust. I've got my buddy at the tailpipe to support the weight while I pop these out. And then we just got to slide this off of our front pipe. I've got a rubber mallet just in case we need it. We can hit the edge of the muffler to slide that off. Grab an exhaust hanger remover tool to pop these isolators off. Now I'm going to take that rubber mallet and just give it some taps.
Now the only thing we have to do on our factory exhaust is just take off our rear isolator that we unbolted. Now this just simply slides off. So if it is stuck, you just grab your exhaust hanger tool and pop that off. Now we're ready to get our new exhaust onto our truck. Now before we get our new exhaust into our truck, we're actually going to assemble it on the ground. Just can be a little bit hard while this is in the truck to get these 2 pipes to line up. But we're going to grab 2 of our smaller clamps, get them slid over these pipes with the cuts on them first. Then we can maneuver this into our muffler. Get this all slid in together like so. While we're here, we can also take our factory isolator that we took off, just slide that over here by the tailpipe, and we can go ahead and grab a buddy and get this into the truck. All right, throw it up over the axle. So back at the tailpipe here, we're just going to get our rear mount hung up. Now, as you can see, we did slide the muffler into our front pipe. I did get that front isolator on there too to just help hold things up. It just slid on. We're going to get our bolt in our hanger here, line that up. We can go ahead and grab our ratchet with our 13 millimeter swivel socket and tighten that down. Now we just have to get our middle isolator on and tighten our clamps down. So right here we have our middle isolator. We'll get that on our exhaust. And then while we're here, we can also tighten our 2 clamps. We'll just slide them in place. We'll grab our impact and 15 millimeter socket and tighten those 2 down. All right, now we just have our front clamp. So at the front here, we have our last clamp, and also this is a hanger that I put on when we were putting our exhaust up, just to help hold everything up. And we'll do the same thing, grab our impact and 15 millimeter socket, tighten this clamp down. And that wraps up our install of our Borla S-Type dual exhaust system with black chrome tips for a side exit on our 2019 to 2023 Ranger. And remember, for everything Ranger, keep it right here at AmericanTrucks.com.